Saints Jacinta and Francisco Marto. Saints Jacinta and Francisco Marto were two of the three shepherd children who experienced the Marian apparitions in Fatima, Portugal, in 1917. Born to a humble family in Aljustrel, a small village near Fatima, Jacinta, born on March 11, 1910, and Francisco, born on June 11, 1908, were siblings with their cousin Lucia dos Santos, born on March 22, 1907. Their lives were marked by their devotion to their faith, their encounters with the Virgin Mary, and their witness to the messages received during the Fatima apparitions. Jacinta and Francisco grew up in a deeply religious environment, with a strong Catholic influence from their parents. The Marto family, though poor, was known for their piety and dedication to their faith. The children were known for their kindness and simplicity, and they would often attend Mass and pray the Rosary together. The first apparition of the Virgin Mary occurred on May 13, 1917, when the three children were tending to their family's flock of sheep. The lady, as they described her, was radiant and asked them to return to the same spot on the 13th day of each month for the next 6 months. During subsequent apparitions, the lady revealed prophecies, messages, and requests for prayer and penance. Jacinta, Francisco, and Lucia experienced the famous Miracle of the Sun on October 13, 1917, witnessed by thousands of people. This extraordinary event strengthened the children's belief in the authenticity of the apparitions and attracted widespread attention. The lady revealed to the children a series of visions of hell, urging them to pray for the conversion of sinners. Deeply affected by this vision, Jacinta and Francisco embraced lives of penance and sacrifice. They willingly endured physical and emotional hardships, offering their sufferings for the salvation of souls. Jacinta, the youngest of the three, exhibited a profound spirituality and sensitivity. She had a particular concern for sinners and an ardent desire to console the heart of Jesus. Jacinta often engaged in acts of penance, such as going without water on hot days and wearing a rough rope around her waist. Her health deteriorated rapidly due to the hardships she willingly embraced. Jacinta was moved by the suffering of the world and the souls in need of redemption. She offered herself as a victim for sinners, echoing the lady's call for prayer and sacrifice. Despite her young age, Jacinta demonstrated a deep understanding of the importance of reparation and conversion. Francisco, the older of the two siblings, was characterized by his calm and contemplative nature. Unlike Jacinta, Francisco did not hear the words spoken by the lady during the apparitions, but saw her and experienced the profound beauty of her presence. He focused on consoling Jesus and the lady by his prayers and sacrifices. Francisco embraced a simple life of humility and devotion. He often withdrew to pray alone, seeking solitude to deepen his relationship with God. Like Jacinta, Francisco was deeply affected by the vision of hell, and he dedicated himself to offering sacrifices for the conversion of sinners. Both Jacinta and Francisco faced severe health challenges as a result of the 1918 influenza pandemic. Jacinta, in particular, suffered greatly and endured a painful illness with patience and fortitude. She spent her last days in hospitals in an attempt to find a cure, but her condition continued to worsen. Jacinta, sensing the approach of her death, offered her sufferings for the conversion of sinners and the Holy Father. She died on February 20, 1920, at the age of 9, in Lisbon. Despite her young age, Jacinta's life and death left a lasting impact on those who knew her, and her sanctity became evident to many. Francisco's health also declined, and he passed away on April 4, 1919, at the age of 10. His final days were marked by a serene acceptance of his impending death. Both Jacinta and Francisco were buried in the cemetery of Fatima, and their graves became places of pilgrimage for the faithful. The cause for the beatification of Jacinta and Francisco Marto was introduced in 1952. On May 13, 2000, Pope John Paul II beatified them during the Jubilee year, officially recognizing their heroic virtues and sanctity. Their feast day is celebrated on February 20, the anniversary of Jacinta's death. The Church continued the process of their canonization, and on May 13, 2017, during the centennial celebration of the Fatima apparitions, Pope Francis canonized Jacinta and Francisco Marto as saints. Their lives serve as a powerful testimony to the transformative power of faith, prayer, and sacrificial love. The lives of Saints Jacinta and Francisco Marto continue to inspire countless individuals around the world. Pilgrims visit Fatima to pay homage to these young saints and seek their intercession. Their devotion to prayer, penance, and the message of Fatima remains relevant, emphasizing the importance of spiritual life, conversion, and love for God and neighbor. In conclusion, the brief lives of Jacinta and Francisco Marto were marked by extraordinary encounters with the divine, profound spirituality, and a remarkable willingness to embrace suffering for the sake of others. Their example of childlike faith, humility, and sacrificial love has left an indelible mark on the Catholic Church and serves as an enduring source of inspiration for believers seeking to live lives of holiness and devotion.